Welcome back to each and every one of you to step 10 of our 12 steps towards personal spiritual revival and renewal. I want to throw a number at you today, 86,400. Anyone know what that number means? There are 86,400 seconds in every day. And we all have this one thing in common because each day affords us only 86,400 seconds in a day. And these seconds cannot be carried over to the next day or to the next day. They are ours to decide how we're going to use them and spend them in the world in which we live. In Ephesians chapter 5, verse 16, we read the expression, making the best of the time or making the most of every opportunity because the days are evil. To refer to time, Paul, the writer here, uses the word that indicates the occasion or the right time. Paul continues with a command regarding how we are to utilize our time. So depending on the translation, this can be thought of as making the most of every opportunity. Paul was personally familiar with the perspective that each day could be the last day. In fact, he lived like that each day could be his last day. And in 2 Corinthians chapter 11, Paul does a little boasting, not about his ability to endure suffering, not in how tough he was. In fact, quite the opposite. Paul boasts that in his weakness, he was made strong, and that through Jesus Christ, which empowered him to endure, he could endure and last through all things. So let me read a little bit today what Paul went through for his faith in 2 Corinthians chapter 11. We read these things that Paul endured. He says, 3 times I was beaten with rods. Once I was pelted with stones, and 3 times I was shipwrecked. I spent a night and a day in the open sea. I have been constantly on the move. I have been in danger from rivers, in danger from bandits, in danger from my fellow Jews, in danger from Gentiles, in danger in the city, in danger in the country. And he also says, I have labored and toiled, and I have gone without sleep. I have known hunger and thirst, and have often gone without food. I have been cold and naked. Besides everything else, I face the daily pressure of my concern for all the churches. So in addition to all those things that Paul listed in 2 Corinthians chapter 11, he taught that Christ could return and would return at any moment. Specifically in 1 Thessalonians chapter 4, verses 13 through 18. Believers really are to be living holy lives and share the gospel in preparation for our inevitable departure. We're going somewhere. We are born in this world, but we are born again into a very different world. Paul also notes another purpose for believers to make the best use of their time. The time that he lived in was rampant with sin. Does that sound familiar to anybody today? And just as Noah lived a godly life prior to a time of judgment, Paul urged his readers to live holy lives in obedience to the Lord, knowing the evil days in which they lived indicated that judgment could be coming soon. So let me ask you today, where is the majority of your time spent? Is it spent on things like hobbies or entertainment or in service? How much time is spent scrolling around social media? I'm as guilty as anybody here. Do we use our 86,400 seconds in service of God and others? Or let me ask you this. Certainly, there are things that we need to do, like spend time with our family and to work and spend time with God. But I wonder if after all of our priorities are filled, God, family, and work, could there be better use of our downtime? Apart from Jesus, no one was more aware of the shortness of life and the value of each day than Paul. And maybe each morning we ought to begin our day with a prayer, something like this: Lord, show me the best way to use my time, my 86,400 seconds, so that I can glorify you and that I can reach the world for Christ. God, don't let me waste this day. It's a gift, and I'm so thankful for one more day. So I want to encourage you to use this day to draw closer to God and pursue that personal revival and renewal that's found in relationship with the one who loved us first. God bless you on this day.